What's going on, everybody? Back with another movie review. This one's a little late. They're always late. I don't really give a shit. We went and saw Eternals last weekend, and I gotta say my expectations for this movie were an all-time high. I'm really into the celestial stuff. I'm really into the after Thanos type stuff that's going on in the MCU. I really am. So the second I saw the preview for this movie, I was already ready to go. I hyped it up so fucking hard, and I've been trying to not do that as much anymore because, like you're about to hear from this video, hyping something up really doesn't make it that good. It makes it kind of hard to review, to be honest with you. I'm just gonna cut to the chase. I didn't think this was that good of a movie. I know I saw some reviews after I went and saw the movie, and a lot of people agree with me on this. It was kind of boring. For the expansion that it did, for how much it expanded this universe, which is a good thing, it didn't really give us much. You know, there wasn't much. This is, honestly, I hate to say it, it could have been way better than it was. The after credit scenes were the best thing about the movie. And it's unfortunate that the thing that you can pretty much catch on YouTube is the best thing about the movie. But with that being said, there's more bad than there is good with this movie, unfortunately. But there are good things about this movie. For instance, the cast. Really good cast. Richard Madden from Game of Thrones. He's Robb Stark. Got his head chopped off. Spoilers. Deaf chick from Walking Dead's in this. The fucking whatever... I don't know what the fuck that guy's name is. He's funny as hell. He's like, I think he's an Indian dude, and he's super fucking funny. He was Kingo in this one, and he was good. They were all pretty good. Oh, Selma Hayek, she was in it too. She was pretty much the main, like, the leader of the Eternals in a way. She was cool. You know, she was good. She was really good. Oh yeah, I forgot. Angelina Jolie's in this too, so fuck you. There wasn't a lot of depth to this movie. Like, there wasn't a lot of, like I said, it expanded the universe, but at the same time, it was like a boring expansion to the universe. Like, it was like, we didn't really, it didn't really go anywhere. Acting, pretty good. The script, not so good. A lot of stale moments, a lot of moments where it kind of felt like something more climactic needed to happen and nothing happened. The pacing of this movie, wasn't the biggest fan, especially the first half of the movie. It felt like it was jumbled really bad. Like it bounced around a lot. It tries to do this thing where it starts with the Eternals being made or coming to life. And then it flashes ahead to the present day, and they're split up and they don't talk anymore and shit like that. And I like that. I like that idea. But instead of like properly like giving us a background of these characters, it assumes that we already know why they're not friends anymore or why they're not together anymore. And then throughout the movie, we have to look at flashbacks to see why they split up and why they all feel a certain way about why they feel. The problem with that is it's a cool idea to do that. Problem with it is it wasn't paced correctly in this movie. So it goes old scene, newer scene, and then it goes new, old a second, old, new, old. And it just keeps going back and forth like that.
Snip, snap, snip, snap, snip, snap.
And it doesn't do it in the right pacing. If this movie did like a montage in the beginning of the movie of like all of the Eternals being like super well balanced together and being a really good team together to give us that this is a good team. This is the potential of this team. And then it gives us that moment where they're like splitting up and why they split up. Then it flashes instantly to current day. That would have been a lot better. And then go back and show us little minor details that make us like go, oh, that's why this character feels this way towards this character. I also think this movie would have benefited from being, this is going to sound crazy coming from a Marvel movie, but if it was more Tarantino-esque where, and I don't mean like, you know, have blood and gore and shit like that and a shootout at the end of the movie or anything, which would be cool, but I'm not saying that. I like how Tarantino does chapters to his movie, like where each chapter is about a specific character and you're focused on that character the whole time. I think about Pulp Fiction, for instance, how it kind of goes through different like chapters of the movie and it's from different people's perspective. I think they should have done that with this movie, especially because this movie's 2 hours and like 40 minutes long. It's a fucking drag, dude. Like it lasts so long. And like there are moments of it that are cool. Like the action scenes that we do get in this movie, they look good. They look really good, actually. There's just not enough of them, unfortunately. And another problem is there's no bad guy really in this movie. the bad guy is like the deviants who aren't really bad guys, I guess. Like midway through the movie, they kind of like try to hit you with a bombshell. And I'll spoil it right now. The deviants aren't bad because they're just like every other animal. They're just trying to adapt and survive. And the Eternals keep showing up and chopping them in half and killing them really fast. I'm sorry, but like the first scene of the fucking movie shows like these aborigines or whatever the word is for it, the people from like caveman days fishing, and then they hear rumbling and you hear somebody go, "They're coming!" And this little kid looks over at his dad and his dad's like, "Run!" And then the deviant comes out and eats him like a crocodile. And you're like, damn, like instantly. But then midway through the movie, like they make you think they're monsters the whole time. And then midway through the movie, they're like, "We're actually good guys, but you guys keep fucking with us." And it's just like, I don't care. You're monsters. I don't give a fuck. Like, you're just wild animals to me. So like that has something to do with the pacing of the movie as well. I just think they didn't give enough information in certain scenes for me to really care that much. With that being said, I didn't hate this movie. You know, it is a Marvel movie. It is a part of the story. It did advance the story, expanded the universe. Like I said, we get a lot of celestial stuff in this one. And I gotta say, the celestial stuff is really good. When they're not like trying to focus on the team, you know, and they actually like, for instance, Selma Hayek, she's the leader. She's the only one that she has something in her that is able to communicate with the fucking celestial that is like God pretty much. And that's another thing. This movie's got a lot of religious like things to it, you know, like really biblical type shit going on. And I like that in a way. They kind of went a little far with it sometimes, but I did like it. What's funny about this movie though is we went to the theater and we went and saw a 7:00 like showing of it, and it was empty, like completely empty. I was like, what the fuck? Like, why is nobody here? Turns out it was a closed caption one. And this movie puts a lot of emphasis on like sign language and stuff because one of the characters is deaf in it. She's the speedy character. She's really fast. She's deaf though, which is kind of ironic, I guess. She's faster than the speed of sound. But we ended up moving theaters. We went to another theater and watched it normal because the subtitles were really hard to watch in theaters or to read in theaters. But you know, it's good. It's good characters. You can tell like these characters have potential to be really good. I think this is one of those movies that I think this is one of those Marvel movies where it's just a miss. It's just we're finally getting into the moments. We're finally getting into those movies where that are just a miss. You know, like sometimes you're gonna get a shitty one. You know, it's gonna happen, and I think this is one of those shitty ones. It's unfortunate I have to say it for this movie because I was really excited for this movie. But with that being said, I think this movie needed more time. I think it needed a better script. The director was the director of Nomadland, and that's an Oscar-winning film. She's an Oscar-winning director. This movie's a completely different pace than Nomadland. Very unfortunate. This movie's kind of a different type of movie than Nomadland because I don't think this director is a bad director. I think this was just a really bad movie for her to direct. I think Disney thought like, let's put a Oscar-winning director behind this and that's going to get people. And the movie wasn't as good. Writing-wise, directing-wise, it just didn't seem like anything was really in place correctly. I wish it was because the characters are kind of cool. Their powers are cool. This is where the spoilers start. But like, for instance, there's a moment in the end, like towards the end of the movie where Kingo, the fucking, he shoots like fireballs out of his fingers and he's pretty fucking cool. They're all realizing what the real fight is, like what the real bad guy is in the movie. And they're all coming together and they're all like, we can do this. And he's like, no, we can't. I can't do this. And then it cuts to the final battle and you think like typical Marvel movie, he's going to show up and he's going to help one of them. He's going to help them out. Doesn't show up. Doesn't show up until the last 10 minutes of the movie. We go a full 30 minutes without seeing like one of the Eternals not being there at all. And he's a cool Eternal too. So it was really weird. Like I said, I just think the writing was a little off. I think the pacing was really off. I thought the actors were the best actors they could have gotten for this. I just think that they didn't give them much to work with, and that's unfortunate. As of right now, I saw it last week, and I'm going to give my honest opinion of it right now. It's not that good of a movie. The after credit scenes are fucking cool, though. You know, it had potential. I think if there's a second movie, which there will be, I think it'll be better, but I don't think it's gonna be like amazing at all. You know, I think it'll just be another expansion movie, which is fine, I guess. I didn't feel like I wasted my time watching this movie at all. I didn't feel like I wasted my money. I mean, I recommend seeing it. You know, it's a part of the MCU. I just don't think it's the best movie we've seen, and I think it's definitely like low tier. I honestly I didn't really like Captain Marvel that much. I thought Captain Marvel was probably better than this movie, and that's saying a lot. I didn't like Black Widow that much either. And it's not because I don't like female-led movies, so fuck you for thinking that right away. But it's because those movies just don't feel like they're properly put together. Like they're not paced properly. It's not because the main actor sucks. I don't like Brie Larson, but I don't think she's a bad Captain Marvel. I just think she's a fucking bitch in real life, to be honest with you. That's just me, though. I don't think Scarlett Johansson's a bad actor. I think she's actually a good actor. I think she's really fucking awesome, actually. I just don't think the Black Widow movie was paced that well. Too bad. I really like the characters in Eternals. I like the actors. I don't like the movie, though. It wasn't as good as I wanted it to be. There's way too little fighting scenes. There's way too much drama when there didn't need to be drama. It needed to be an assemble movie. It really needed to be an Eternals assemble type movie, and it did not do that at all for me. I'll give it like a 6 out of 10, a 5.5 out of 10, a 6, I guess. You know, normally like the average in an average movie, in my opinion, is like a 7, a 6.5. Normally a good movie is 8. Normally a great movie is 9. And normally I don't do a 10 out of 10 often, but a 10 out of 10 is a perfect movie. This is like a 5.5, maybe a 6. It's not gonna change your opinion on much, but the after credit scenes are worth it. The celestial scenes look really good. They give you a lot of context. Other than that, though, those are so far and few between, you know, that it's really hard for me to recommend this movie beyond just like watching it on a streaming site or something, you know. But from here, I am going to spoil some of the after credit scenes right now. So in the after credit scenes, Kit Harington is the boyfriend of one of the Celestials, Cersei, one of the main characters, or Celestial, excuse me, one of the Eternals, Cersei. He's actually the Black Knight, who is like a character you're going to see more of. You're definitely going to see more of in the MCU. I don't want to like give away everything about him, but he comes from a long line, like a family of cursed knights, pretty much. I don't know for sure if they're like heroes or not. I think they're kind of a little bit of both, but I know this character is supposed to be like a good guy. So the after credit scene shows him at the end of the movie, he tries to like tell Cersei about. Also, I thought the end of the movie was very stale, by the way. I thought it ended on a very stale note. It was very boring. But at the end of the movie, he tries to tell Cersei, you know, he tries to connect with her a little bit. He's like, look, I know you're this, but I have secrets of my own too that I need to tell you. And then they kind of skip it, and they don't really like, she gets distracted by something, and then it kind of just leaves it off. But at the end of the credits, it shows him like contemplating opening a case, and he opens it, and it's got a cool ass sword in it that's wrapped up. And when he goes to touch it, it starts talking to him. So the blade is cursed in some way. It's a part of his family, and it's been passed down, and it's cursed in some way. I'm not going to go into that. But he goes to touch it, and as soon as he goes to touch it, you hear a voice in the background go, "You sure you want to do that?" And then the whole thing ends. That voice is Blade. I'm so excited for Blade. I think that's going to be really good. I'm glad they're finally teasing it. I'm glad they teased it with the Black Knight. That's kind of cool. There was also an after credit scene right before that too, and that one showed Harry Styles actually is playing Eros, the brother, the prince, the Titan prince, the brother of Thanos. So he shows up, and you can tell he's going to bring a lot of character to the movies. He's going to be a really big character too, I believe. So be ready for that. That was a cool surprise, I guess. Harry Styles is kind of stupid to me, but like I'm cool with, I guess he looked good as the character, so I'm cool with it. As long as he doesn't break out into a song and dance or some stupid shit, I'm cool with it. But yeah, that was pretty much the movie though. A little stale movie, to be honest. After credit scenes were good. Throughout the movie though, it was pretty stale, except for the celestial parts and a couple of the action scenes. Other than that, there was a lot of shit that was out of context. There was a lot of stuff that was really just like intentionally boring, it felt like. It just wasn't the best movie, you know, to be honest with you. So I'm going to go with a solid 5.5 on this one. Thanks for watching the review, guys. I appreciate it very much. Hopefully everybody has a great night. And if you see this movie, let me know what you think of it. Maybe I'm a stupid piece of shit that doesn't know anything about the movie. Or maybe you're just fucking... Hey, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Always leave a like for me. Leave a comment if you want to. Subscribe. Really, whatever you want to do in this moment. You know what I mean? Do the right thing, though. Did you do it? Cool.